All right, you guys, I'm going to take a few moments and walk you through your Chapter 4 review. And if I am going too fast, make sure you just pause. If you need more time with it, you can rewind and watch it again. So just make sure if I am talking fast, please know you are in control of the speed of this recording, and you can stop, start it, fast forward it, rewind it anytime you want. Alrighty, so for number 1 and 2, we're going to find the missing angles. So we are given that we have an isosceles triangle and that it is, the corner angle here is 64. Isosceles triangles have same congruent base angles. So we know that this guy is 64. Thanks to the Triangle Sum Theorem, we know 64 plus our missing apex angle is going to be 180. There's several ways you can do this, but this setting it up like the Triangle Sum Theorem is how we taught it in class, so this is how we're going to muscle through. 64 plus 64 is 128. We minus 128 from both sides, and we find that our last missing angle is 52 degrees. All right, we do not have a isosceles triangle here. We have just a regular triangle, so we're going to use the Triangle Sum Theorem, add each of our little pieces together and set it equal to 180. We're going to combine 2x and 4x to make 6x plus 100 equals 180, minus the 100 from both sides. And we get 6x equals 80. And we divide both sides by 6, and x is equal to 13.3. So we are going to times 13.3 by 2 to get 26.7. We're going to times 13.3 by 4 to get 53.2. All right, moving on. 3, which theorem or postulate can be used to prove that triangles are congruent? Here are our 5 options. So we're going to use one of these 5 options or not enough information to determine whether these triangles are congruent. This triangle has a side and a side. I have nothing else. These are not vertical angles because they are not continuous straight lines making an X. So there is not enough information. Number 4 is Cuttle triangles. So we know that their Cuttle side is congruent, and because they're parallel lines, we know that alternate interior angles are also congruent. So we can call this congruent by side, angle, side. All right. Number 5, we have a nice, lovely triangle here. We're going to use the Triangle Sum Theorem to solve for x. X plus 60 plus 55 is 180. 60 and 55 is 115. Subtract that from both sides, and we get x equals 65. All right, number 6 is a little trickier. So we look, we're really missing this angle here, and we're in a pickle until we find him. So because we're going to use Triangle Sum Theorem, x plus 5 plus 110 plus whatever that missing angle is to find, to solve for x. But we're in a pickle until we know what that is. So I'm going to attack this guy first. We know that a straight line, it's a linear pair that adds up to 180. So my missing angle plus 5x is equal to 180. I'm going to subtract 5x to from both sides, and I realize that my missing angle is 180 minus 5x. So now I have everything in numbers or x's. So I'm going to come here and replace the question mark with 180 minus 5x. Now, if you're outside of my class, we didn't do the exterior angles theorem in my class, so we just have to rock through this the old difficult way. So we're going to combine our x and our negative 5x to give us negative 4x. We're going to add 5 and 110 and 180 to get 295, and that's equal to 180. We're going to minus the 295 from both sides, and we get negative 4x equals negative 115. And then we're going to divide by negative 4, and we get x equals 28.75. All right, for number 7, we want to find x and y. So let's go ahead and tackle this x. Isosceles triangles, so our base angles are congruent. Even though I don't know what x is equal to, I'm going to throw that in the corner because I can use Triangle Sum Theorem. 75 plus x equals 180, and solve for x. So 75 is equal to 2x minus 75 from both sides. 2x is equal to 105. Divide by 2, and x is equal to 52.5. For this equilateral triangle, we talked about this. Equilateral triangle, he is my jam. I love him. He is always the same. His angles are always 60 degrees. If you have an equilateral triangle, your angles are always going to be 60 degrees. We did the proof in 4.5 notes. So if you want to go back and check that out, we proved it. But I love it. Always 60 degrees equilateral triangle. All right, state the postulate or theorem that you would use to prove each pair of triangles that are congruent. If the triangles cannot be proven congruent, write not enough information. I write NEI. All right, we have a isosceles triangle, and they are cuddling. So their side that are matching up together is reflexive. So we have a side, side, and side. This is, we got a pair of vertical angles here. Remember when we have the bow tie, it makes vertical angles. And so we have angle, angle, side for this one. This guy here has vertical angles. So he is angle, angle, angle. I look up here, there is no angle, angle, angle. It does not prove triangles congruent. So we say not enough information. And there is no side. Oh. 11 is a classic bow tie. The vertical angles make that congruent, make these angles congruent. So we have side, angle, and side. We have cuddle triangles here. So our cuddle triangle has the side that they share is reflexive. And these two have angles with the side in between. So that is angle, side, angle. This number 13, we have the hypotenuse are congruent, the base sides are congruent, and it's cuddling. So our shared side is also congruent. So we have side, side, side. 14 is another bow tie. And bow tie has vertical angles congruent. So when we do our accounting, we have an angle, a side, and an angle. And that is the theorem. Another set of cuddle triangles. It's cuddle day today. So their shared cuddle side is congruent. It has a 90-degree angle, so we're really going to try to use hypotenuse leg. So let's see. Oh, their shared side is a hypotenuse, and the other side is a leg. So it works, hypotenuse leg. Lastly, on our triangle congruence problems, we have a side and an angle, and they're not cuddling. There's no vertical angles, and there's no parallel lines. So I can't say anything else other than they have a side and an angle. So we are going to say not enough information. All right, here's the last two problems on your chapter review. We have two triangles. This triangle here, when I first looked at it, I'm like, what? And I had to remember, equal angular. So this has all three sides congruent. So we say that our all of our sides are congruent. We know that this side is 24, so 3y has to equal 24, and 2x has to equal 24. So we can find y and x by dividing by 3 to find y and dividing by 2 to find x. All right, lastly on this, number 18, we have an isosceles triangle. Two sides are congruent. So we know that the two base angles are going to be congruent. And then we just roll some triangle sum theorem. This is 130. 65 and 65 is 130. Minus 130 from both sides. X is equal to 50 degrees. All right, that was your chapter 4 review in a nutshell. Remember, you can go back, you can rewind, you can slow down, you can pause and enjoy this recording. Thank you so much.